A member of the al-Qaeda terrorist group is in U.S. hands today, and a third group of Taliban prisoners on the way to Guantanamo Bay.
Now here's the latest from News 10 NBC. Live, local, and up to the minute.
Good afternoon. I'm Rebecca LeClaire along with Kevin Williams on a very nice Wednesday morning. Cool, crisp out there.
Yeah, I mean,
sunshine too.
You know, nice doesn't have to be an exclusive summer or spring word. And winter, you know, it's not bad. It started very slick. I don't know how you found. Did you find it? You know,
yep,
driveways, parking lots were kind of glazed overnight. But that's all a thing of the past. We have some snow ahead for tonight, and just a flurry or two out there right now, Rebecca. A look at our 10 NBC Weather Lab triple Doppler street level mode. We're looking east of town into Wayne County, and for our friends in Ontario, Williamson, Pulteneyville, Sodus, there have been a few flurries around this morning. Nothing serious. The feeble lake effect fades, but all areas can expect a little fluff tonight and more winter weather down the road. Can you imagine that? We'll talk about it in detail in just a few moments.
All righty. Thanks a lot, Kevin. Well, we have some good news for Rochester travelers. A low-cost airline is coming back. Ray Lovato is joining us live from the airport with the details. Ray?
Well, Rebecca, AirTran is the nation's second largest low-fare carrier, and that's good news for Rochester because we're normally rated among the top 5, seems like every quarter, as far as high airfares are concerned. AirTran planes will be taxiing up to the East Concourse behind me starting in March. Now, AirTran plans to provide at least 2 trips daily to its major links in Baltimore and Atlanta. The governor was here to announce it. And AirTran has new planes. They're Boeing 717s, which are said to be quiet, and they have a business class, and that seating is only slightly more expensive than their low fare. Now, this is expected to help lower the walk-up fares. Governor Pataki gave an example. He said that if you walked in the airport today to fly to Atlanta, it would cost you $600. Well, for AirTran, that would be slightly more than $200, or about a third of that. Now, this is beginning again between Rochester and Baltimore, Washington, and Atlanta, March 14th. Rochester is the 37th city that AirTran will be serving.
But we also have to look at other innovative and creative things we can do to help create jobs and strengthen our economy. And today we take a very important step towards doing that.
If you remember, AirTran did serve Rochester between Rochester and Orlando for about 2 years between 1996 and 98 before pulling out. They plan to stay this time, they say. Congresswoman Louise Slaughter was not here. She's traveling today. However, she released a statement saying that small carriers like AirTran need to be protected from, quote, the predatory practices of the big guys who then drop their fares and try and muscle the little guys out. She says she will also be meeting soon with Southwest, and of course, they are the largest low-fare carrier, and everybody wants them here. Reporting live from the airport, Ray Lovato, News 10 NBC.
Thanks, Ray. U.S. military officials in Afghanistan are questioning a finance official for the al-Qaeda network. Officials hope he will have valuable information about the terrorist group. And a third flight of Taliban and al-Qaeda prisoners is headed for Guantanamo Bay. NBC's Beverly Kirk has the latest.
A plane carrying 30 Taliban and al-Qaeda detainees left Kandahar Airport today for the U.S. naval base at Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. Also at Kandahar, a man who says he's donated money to the Taliban surrendered to American forces and is talking to intelligence officials.
We're just sitting down, we're having a nice friendly chat with him to try to figure out exactly what it is that he knows.
The American Taliban fighter, John Walker Lindh, will be back in the United States very soon, according to Attorney General John Ashcroft. The government has charged Walker Lindh with conspiring to kill American citizens, charges based in part on comments Walker Lindh has made about his involvement with the Taliban and al-Qaeda.
It is not only a confession made to authorities who were talking with him after his rights were clearly stated to him, but he made confessions that were multiple to news agencies and the like.
As the conflict in Afghanistan winds down, U.S. senators visiting the region say the U.S. must help the country rebuild.
We strongly believe that our country needs to be here for the long haul.
And there's evidence the war on terrorism is moving to other fronts. U.S. troops, including special forces, arrived in the Philippines Tuesday to take part in training exercises with Filipino soldiers battling separatist forces in that country. In Pakistan, authorities have now recovered the remains of the last of the 7 Marines killed when their plane crashed last week. Beverly Kirk, NBC News, Washington.
Still no definitive answer on what caused American Airlines Flight 587 to crash in Queens back in November. Investigators say layers of the tail section peeled away, but they are unaware if that occurred after the plane crashed. The tail has been at NASA's Langley Research Center in Virginia for 6 weeks, where employees continue to search for flaws. There's no word of when the investigation will be complete. Cigarettes are now more expensive in New York. It's going to cost you more for a pack. Early this morning, state lawmakers passed a multi-billion-dollar health care package. The legislation increases the state's cigarette tax by 39 cents and gives raises to health care workers. The man who raped and murdered a local college student, Jennifer Kuhn, back in 1993, wants to change his name. But today, her father is going through with his promise to keep Willis Knight from changing his identity. Assemblyman David Kuhn is submitting appeal papers with Sullivan County. The appeal states that Willis Knight only listed murder on his forms and failed to mention the rape of Jennifer Kuhn. Mr. Kuhn says that they are starting a petition drive today. Knight wants to change his name to Rasul Gaddafi. He is serving 37 years to life in prison. A 13-year-old boy in Orleans County is being held without bail on charges that he murdered his father. Timothy Adams entered the Orleans County Courthouse yesterday afternoon with his jacket over his head. The Orleans County Sheriff's Department says the boy was waiting in his home with a gun Monday afternoon. And allegedly, when his father came home from work, the boy shot him as he walked through the door. Deputies also found the boy's 8-year-old sister tied up and gagged with duct tape in her bedroom. Prosecutors say the boy gave them a statement, but so far they are not commenting on a motive.
You have a young man who's alleged to have shot his father, and what motivates somebody to do that? It's not something that happens commonly in our society today, and I'm sure there's many, many reasons that I'm not prepared to get into at this point as to why that may have occurred.
Adams is being charged as a juvenile offender and could face 9 years to life in prison if convicted. Timothy Adams will officially be arraigned later today. There's good news this morning, today for the Rochester City School District. The district's huge deficit seems to be shrinking. The chief financial officer announced last night that the district now faces a $17 million shortfall, and that's $12 million less than a month ago. City officials tell us that the decrease comes from travel cuts along with additional state revenue from Medicaid. A city task force has also submitted its proposal for cost-cutting solutions. The group handed over ideas to Superintendent Clifford Janey. Those ideas include freezing all new projects and travel plans, along with eliminating non-instructional field trips. The task force says the proposal should save an additional $1.3 million. Now, Rochester's Teachers Union is also doing what it can to help. Union President Adam Urbanski has come up with yet another plan to save the district $6 to $7 million over the next 2 years. Urbanski says the plan will not include salary cuts or layoffs, but it does, however, take money away for conferences and also reduce the funding for the mentor program. Teachers will be voting on this plan next week. Then it's up to Superintendent Janey to accept or refuse it. The Rochester City School Board will discuss Phase 2 of its reductions on January 24th. Residents in Holly will get a chance to talk with Diaz chemical officials tonight. There is a meeting on the chemical spill and cleanup from January 6th. Holly Town Board members are going to be at tonight's meeting as well. That meeting is at 7 p.m. at the Holly High School auditorium. The thyroid hormone plays certainly an important role in the development of an unborn child. And coming up on News 10 NBC at noon, find out what new studies are saying about drinking during pregnancy and the effect on your child's learning abilities.
Still looking for the perfect career? Without the right training, your search could seem endless. Right now, RBI is offering an administrative information processing program that could prepare you for the rewarding career you want. Earn your degree while developing the ability to conceptualize and gain a command of operating procedures on word processing systems. You can even specialize in the medical field. That's right, you can gain the skills to find a career you want and work in the medical field. Call Rochester Business Institute today at 1-800-577-7113.
Hi, I'm Whitney. If you're ready to take your future where you want to go, it's time to make the phone call that could change your life. There's a world of opportunity just waiting for you, waiting to offer you a rewarding career. There's a demand for trained professionals, and a trained professional is exactly what you can be with the right education. A personalized, hands-on education can give you the knowledge and confidence to succeed. It's time to put yourself first and call the number on your screen. We're waiting to hear from you.
You can hear News 10 NBC on the radio every day on WYSL News 1040. These broadcasts are made possible by Charlotte Furniture and Appliance.
It was something I thought about every single morning when I got up. My weight was on my mind. There's probably somebody that comments to me almost every day about her, and it just makes me feel so proud.
LA Weight Loss Centers. It could change your life.
It's an awesome feeling for me that she has her weight under control.
We're able to shop at the fun stores now. You know, it's like, oh, let's share this and let's share that.
The success that you'll see in 2 or 3 weeks is enough to keep you hooked.
Now just $7 a week based on a 52-week program payable in advance. 1-800-526-SLIM.
Fonte Surgical Supply, helping you get the most out of life. Make a stop and you'll see why our name's the one to know. Fonte Surgical Supply, we can keep you on the go. Fonte Surgical Supply, helping you get the most out of life.
As you might know, there are negative effects to an unborn baby when alcohol plays a role during pregnancy. Researchers have now found an important link between drinking during pregnancy and learning problems in children. Our medical reporter Helen Chickering has more.
New research suggests that alcohol may alter the production of an important hormone during pregnancy. The thyroid hormone plays crucial roles in the growth and development of an unborn child. Babies born to mothers with poor thyroid function often have learning problems that mimic those caused by fetal alcohol syndrome. Now studies in animals suggest that drinking during pregnancy can also alter thyroid production. Researchers mimicked periods of binge drinking during the 3rd trimester of pregnancy. They found thyroid hormone levels were lowered in both the mother and fetus. While more studies are needed to see if these hormone changes cause damage similar to fetal alcohol syndrome, and to see if the results hold true for people. Researchers say the findings add to the long list of reasons to stay alcohol-free during pregnancy. Helen Chickering, NBC News.
There's no business like show business. You know that song. Well, coming up on News 10 NBC, and then we're going to give you a preview of Annie, Get Your Gun. There's some really great songs in that
Oh,
show.
yes.
And this is all local talent.
Absolutely. We have some great talent. I've seen some of the local shows, and they're great, and show tunes are super. And it's a great time of year to be going to shows at Air. But will Old Man Winter put on a show anytime soon for us? Well, we have some snow ahead. We'll check out the forecast in detail coming up.
Value City Furniture, Ridge Road in Greece, and near Marketplace Mall in Henrietta. You just can't do any better.
Are you or someone you love in need of a wheelchair? We have lightweight, easy-to-lift wheelchairs, electric wheelchairs, and 3-wheel scooters. As a participating Medicare supplier, we accept insurance assignment on wheelchairs and most other types of medical equipment. We even have an electric wheelchair that folds up and goes in the back of the car. For medical equipment made easy, dial this toll-free number now and let the experts help you. You may qualify to get the equipment you want through your medical insurance.
John Hancock Champions on Ice, featuring Olympic and world champions in an all-new ice spectacular. Dorothy Hamill, Nancy Kerrigan, Rudy Galindo, Victor Petrenko, Surya Bonali, Philippe Candeloro, Nicole Bobek, and many more. The lights, the music, together with the world's best skaters in a live show that'll leave you breathless.
This Friday night at Blue Cross Arena. Tickets at the box office and Ticketmaster.
Losing the battle on losing weight? Well, it's easy if we have mouth-watering treats that are good for us. You'll see.
I came out of the bank, took 2 or 3 steps, and kapooey, down I went on the ice.
Hurt? Call in the heavy hitters and we'll take it from there.
I didn't have to worry about a thing, not a thing.
The only time you have to come to our office is to pick up your check.
When I opened it up and saw the amount, whoa, I thought, this is great.
Good things happen the minute you call 800-WA-1333.
If I ever need them again, they're the ones that I'm going to go to.
Call us, the heavy hitters.
We're Alexander and Catalano.
Hey, Dad, we're going out for spaghetti, right?
Yep, that's where we're going.
But I want a chicken.
Mm-hmm, that's where we're going.
Honey, weren't we going to a nice soup and salad place?
Yeah, that's where we're going.
At Old Country Buffet, you get more than great food. You get total agreement. With over 90 items, everyone can choose exactly what they want, whether it's fresh and crisp, freshly carved, or fresh and fun.
Whoa, Dad.
That's where I'm going.
Old Country Buffet. Great choice.
You're watching News 10 NBC. Live, local, and up to the minute.
Welcome back. I was headed down to East Bloomfield today to cover a story and saw a rainbow. I mean, you know, like a prism, the effect and the colors.
You did?
In the clouds?
I'm going to guess what you...
It
wasn't an arc.
No.
I'm going to guess you saw a sundog, a parhelia, which is the which is the result of actually crystals in the clouds taking the sunlight in such a way to break it into the color components of the spectrum of the prism.
That's what it was.
Because if there was a rainbow without rain, that would have been really tough. Really tough.
I didn't know the lingo.
I applaud your watching the skies. As our motto has always been, to keep looking up. Very nice. And an eye on the road, too, I hope.
Yeah.
We have a little snow ahead. We'll talk about it over at the Weather Center.
Now, bringing you Western New York's most advanced forecasting technology, here's meteorologist Kevin Williams in the 10 NBC Weather Lab.
How many times in my career have I said that, you know, despite my love of Broadway shows and sporting events, well, we have to admit that some of the best shows on Earth are in our skies, and we've seen some beautiful ones of late, and we've got some fresh snow coming up that I think will set the stage for some pretty vistas by tomorrow. Let's set the stage in our weather headlines. 1 to 3 inches of fresh fluff tonight into tomorrow morning. In a normal winter, doesn't rate much, but we'll take it. A colder regime takes hold, but just moderately so. We'll have some off and on again lake effect snow into the weekend, and late next week, perhaps a watershed moment for this winter or lack thereof. There could be finally some real Arctic air moving in. That would be either late next week or next weekend. Until then, not much to report. Hey, I hope you watched your step last night and this morning. The rain turned to snow just enough as temperatures drop below freezing to produce that crusty glaze. And boy, some of those side streets and sidewalks very slick overnight and early this morning. But that's pretty much a thing of the past now. We have 32 degrees. We're not going to move much, but most of the snow is over. We look at the live 10 NBC Weather Lab triple Doppler single site mode. And there's still a few flurries out there. A few, for example, from Albion to around just east of Medina. We have a few more flurries kind of floating by the lakeshore, but nothing consequential. The snow coming up tonight and tomorrow is from low pressure. 2 areas of low pressure, actually, that will merge into one, and they'll be tracking right across the region with just enough of a Pacific moisture input, I think, to generate about a swath of 1 to 3 inches of snow tonight into tomorrow. Again, in the grand scheme of things, not a big deal, but I guess if you're a snow lover, you'll take every flake you can get. These are the flurries from last night and this morning, fading the light snow. And already the next system already appearing in southern Michigan. I think the light snow should break out here sometime in the mid-evening hours, let's say around 9, 10, 11 o'clock, although there could be a few flurries before then non-accumulating. Well, here's a look at our Skycam, our Metro Skycam. Hey, we did see a little sun this morning, which was kind of nice in an otherwise rather cloudy time of year. But notice how the clouds, multiple layered clouds arrive and thicken up. And we look for a fairly cloudy afternoon, and they'll sufficiently thicken to produce a few flurries late and then off and on light snow tonight into tomorrow. 32 degrees in town now, mostly cloudy. The breeze coming in from the west at 12. A look at temperatures around the region, flirting with the freezing mark, and again, won't move much today as the cloud canopy thickens. Again, we had some lake effect overnight, several inches south of Oswego, and still that one band that's again hovering along the lakeshore and intensifying in southern Oswego County, but nothing more than a flurry or two here. Plenty of cold air to the north. Some of that will be tapped as we head into the weekend. Looks like a cold weekend, not exceptionally so, but there'll definitely be a chill in the air. Again, our next weather maker is here. Moisture streaming out of the Pacific, a little disturbance in the northern stream of the jet, and the two will get together to lift the air sufficiently, I think, to bring that blob of snow right over us. So a couple inches of fluff as you start your day tomorrow, and the next weather maker then is cold air. That'll set us up for some lake effect Friday heading into the weekend. So again, here are the two systems. Watch them merge, push through tonight into tomorrow, and then a cold shot and some lake flakes as we head into the weekend. So our forecast for this afternoon, mainly cloudy, chilly, the odd flurry, the high 32. Periods of snow tonight developing probably around 8, 9, 10 o'clock, the overnight low 25. 1 to 3 inches by shortly after daybreak tomorrow. Then blustery with lake flakes tomorrow afternoon, and cold heading into the weekend with on again, off again lake snow and flurries and highs mostly in the 20s. Rebecca.
All right, thanks a lot, Kevin. Well, do you feel like snacking on a zesty, smooth, and satisfying treat without worrying about the calories? Mr. Food has a guilt-free recipe.
Our New Year's resolution to watch our waistlines and eat better is already fizzling. Well, take it from me. We can still nibble on goodies and stay fit. Oh, I did it. Look, 35 pounds lighter. As a matter of fact, I wrote the book on it. Yeah, my new Yes You Can cookbook shows just how I did it. And yes, you can too, because we still enjoy those tastes that we want. Well, here's a sampling. Using any brands at all, in a food processor or a blender, we blend until smooth a cup of 1% low-fat cottage cheese, a half cup of grated Parmesan cheese, 3 tablespoons of light mayonnaise, 2 minced garlic cloves, and 1/4 teaspoon of a hot sauce. Now we stir in a can of drained and chopped artichokes. We spoon the mixture into a sprayed 9-inch pie plate and into a preheated 350-degree oven. It goes for about 30 minutes till it's hot and yummy. Because that easily we get a zesty, smooth, satisfying, fancy-feeling snack or appetizer that's good for us and helps us keep our promise to cut back. And of course, you know, it's not only what we eat, but exercise and moderation play a big part too. What with all the cooking and tasting that I do as part of my work, I knew I had to come up with a plan that would fit my needs without sacrificing any taste. And when we serve this warm, guilt-free treat with toast rounds, it's going to be the talk of the table and you the hero. And if you'd like the recipe, you just send a self-addressed stamped envelope marked Hot Artichoke Spread to me, Mr. Food, right here at the station, or look for it online for keeping our resolution without sacrificing any taste or any enjoyment. And tomorrow, more delicious ways to scale down and still say, ooh, it's so good.
We have some breaking news to tell you about right now. We're going to go to our reporter on the scene, Brett Davidson. He's going to tell us more about a police chase near Alexander in the city.
Yeah, Rebecca, it is just wrapping up here. I'm here on Monroe Avenue. That is the intersection of Alexander Street. And just around the corner there, behind that Arby's restaurant, a police chase ended. Now, police were chasing 3 suspects in a stolen car, a robbery that had occurred on Green Knolls Drive in the city of Rochester. Police gave chase. It ended there when they bailed out of the 3 suspects bailed out of the car. The car rolled into a police officer's car. The 3 men then scattered. Now, police have all 3 men in custody. One they tackled right over here in front of Monroe Square. The other 2 had gotten away. However, police have gotten them. They found those 2 behind Monroe Square. They found those 2 men inside of a dumpster. Now, I talked to the officer who actually found them in the dumpster. It's Officer Paulo Hernandez, and he is being hailed as a hero by Chief Duffy, who incidentally, we're told, was the backup on that call. He was there to help apprehend those 2 suspects as well. Now, we have some videotape that's coming in here pretty soon. This is all still developing, and they still have, you're seeing the suspect now being brought out, brought under arrest by Officer Hernandez, who's being hailed as a hero by Chief Duffy today. 3 suspects again. It ended here on Monroe and Alexander Street. Police are still on the scene. They have Alexander Street closed off at this time while they check this crime scene. This, of course, is still a developing situation. There are a lot of people hanging around here. They'll be wanting to interview witnesses here at the scene. But again, 3 suspects in custody after a police chase that started on Green Knolls Drive with a robbery and a stolen car, ended with the 3 suspects in custody, 2 found in a dumpster behind Monroe Square, the 3rd tackled in front of this building here. Well, much more coming up tonight at 5 and 6. Brett Davidson reporting live on Monroe Avenue.
Thanks a lot, Brett. It's nice to know that even the police chief was involved. All right, let's go to Wall Street and check on your numbers. It's been a down day so far. The Dow Jones, the NASDAQ, and the S&P 500 are all up. Bausch & Lomb is down. Constellation has advanced. Corning is down. Delphi is up 6 cents. Eastman Chemical, EDS, Gannett, Global Crossing have all falling back. Harris, ITT, Kodak, Paychex following that downward trend. Pactiv, Arginine, Tops, Xerox also falling back. We'll be right back.
News 10 NBC is brought to you by Eggland's Best.
I want my family to eat healthy. They want great taste. That's why I use only Eggland's Best eggs.
Eggland's Best has it all. They're high in vitamin E and have less saturated fat. Eggland's Best feed their hens an all-natural, all-vegetarian diet with no animal fat.
We're a cholesterol-conscious family. We serve Eggland's Best eggs in place of more fatty foods.
Thank you, Grandma.
My family comes first. So does Eggland's Best.
It's Rochester Linoleum and Carpet One January clearance extravaganza. All prices are reduced. Save up to 50%. Get carpet clearance price $1.39 install. Laminate clearance price $1.29. Ceramic tile clearance price 77 cents. Hardwood clearance price $3.99. Plus get super financing with no money down, no payments, no interest for 1 year. It's Rochester Linoleum and Carpet One January clearance extravaganza. But hurry, when it's gone, it's gone.
Fonte Surgical Supply, helping you get the most out of life.
The Law Office of Donald Blyer with a message about Social Security disability. Applying for disability benefits can be a nightmare.
It was so complicated.
The hearing was like a trial.
You need someone who can go in there and fight for you.
My attorney gathered all of my medical history.
Don't go it alone. Call for legal help. Call Donald Blyer, 1-866-454-9090.
It's a free call, so call.
Nobody likes to talk about funerals, but the fact is, today's funeral costs are simply too high. That's why you should consider Newcomer Family Funeral Home. You'll find we can save you hundreds, even thousands of dollars on the same funeral, and we have no hidden cost. Quality service at the best price. That's my guarantee to you.
For the guaranteed best price, call one of our convenient locations or visit www.funeralvalue.com.
Rochester is saying goodbye to a giant guitar today. It's a 35-foot Flying V, and it's going to the new Hard Rock Cafe in Phoenix, Arizona. Now, the icon was made by the Total Identity Group, which is out in Henrietta. This guitar weighs 5,000 pounds and is made out of aluminum and neon. A second guitar is being made for a new Hard Rock Cafe in Pittsburgh. I wonder what kind of music that guitar plays. Now, do we need to take another break, or should we give another look at the weather planner? I'm asking our folks in the control booth. Okay, well, let's take a look at the weather real quick.
Okay, this is a look at our almanac, Rebecca. The morning low temperature was 28. There are the records 55 and 17 below. And our forecast is for rather cloudy skies, a couple of flakes, a seasonable chill, low 30s.
Have a good day.